Hey, real estate agents, welcome back. Today I want to talk about running an effective business meeting. There is nothing that can suck the energy and the momentum out of your business more than unproductive meetings, right? You just feel like you're wasting time sitting there. Maybe your agents aren't even showing up, or if they're showing up, they're not engaged. And the reason they're not is because there is not a focus and system in terms of how you're running your meetings, right? There's no clear actionable items coming out of it and accountability system in order to make sure that you're progressing your business through these meetings. So today I'm going to share a very simple tip on how you can effectively run a meeting and make sure that there's clear deliverables and accountability going forward. Hi, I'm Guillermo Salas, former attorney turned real estate agent. I've closed over 1,500 transactions in my career. And on this YouTube channel, I'm going to share every tip, trick, system, and process I ever created to run a massive sales team, as well as create other businesses and multiple streams of income. And it's all yours. All you got to do is, hit that notification button, subscribe, like, and comment on my contact. And more importantly, in my video description, I have a link to my calendar. For those of you who want to dig into these topics a little deeper, I'm offering just a free consultation, go into this stuff and learn it at a deeper level. All right, let's jump into it. This meeting format is called the L10 format. Learned it again in this book called Traction, and it's got some very simple parts. Part one is positive focus. We start off every single meeting with a positive focus. We go around for every person, and this is a total of 5 minutes. It could be something personal in their lives or business. And depending on the size of your team, if it's a little bit smaller, you can have them actually talk about both, because I think it's important. It all flows in together. And the thing here, it has to be positive, and it sets the tone for the meeting, sort of uplifting. And it can't be, hey, I did this, because but cancels everything before it. So part number one is start a meeting by going around the table and everybody contributing something that happened positively in their life or their business over the last week. Part two is what I call the scorecard review. You're going to have metrics in your business, no matter what it is. For me, it was set, met, signed. How many appointments did I set? How many did we meet? How many of those actually signed up for clients? This is a scorecard review. Again, this is 5 minutes, go around the table, and the answer is like met or not met, right? Whatever your metrics, if it was 3, 2, 1, 3 set, 2 met, 1 signed, that's where you go around the table to just keep people in and share the momentum. And it's a met, not met conversation, because it's 5 minutes around the table. Part three is what I call the quarterly rock review. And again, this is going to be a 5-minute sort of session going around the table. And if you watch my other video about how to build business goals, a quarterly rock is literally just a 90-day goal that is in alignment with your 1-year goal that one person takes accountability of to move forward in the business. So everybody in your group is going to probably have their own rock to move the business forward. And so this is going around the table, and the conversation is simply on track or off track, right? And you're making notes of off track. That's going to be one of those things we discuss later on. On track, great, because we want to make sure we're hitting our rocks every 90 days. That's part three. Part four is customer headlines. And again, this is a 5-minute around the table. You're getting to the theme, right? There's going to be a certain cadence, just real quick, assess where the business is, because the meat is in a couple sections from now, right? But the customer headlines is literally just go around the table, customers happy, not happy, any issues. Now, we're not going to dig into issues. We just want to identify the issues, because we're going to tackle those in a couple sections from now. Make sense? So again, customer headlines, happy, not happy, any issues, note the issues. That's part four. Part five is the to-do list. Now, the to-do list is the list of things, the actionable items that came out from the last meeting. Now, in this section, we're not going to dig into them too deeply. All we're going to go through is done or not done. But let me set the stage here. The to-do lists are literally things that can be accomplished in 1 week. And those things, that 1 week action item needs to be in alignment with your rocks, which are then also in alignment with your yearly goals. The other thing about the to-do list, it needs to be owned by one person in your organization. Otherwise, it doesn't get done. So that's the accountability piece. And so in this section of the meeting, we're just gonna you're gonna have the list of to-dos from the prior week. You're gonna have the person who was accountable for doing it, and you're gonna go through that list and say, done or not done. And the thing is, the to-do list, whatever falls on there, needs to be completable within a week. So it shouldn't be something like, hey, completely change the website. Now, you got to chunk it down into actionable items. And the thing is, the other rule is you can't have more than 2 weeks of something being undone and have some consequences around it. The more fun or sort of semi-embarrassing is fun. I think one time we talked about, well, if you don't do this by the next week, you got to come in dressed as a Smurf. So make it fun. Part six, this is the meat of the meeting. This is where the magic happens, and this is where you're going to spend most of your time. If you call all the other parts are like 5 minutes, really quick, go around the table and assess where you're at in terms of the progression of your business from the week before. This section called IDS, and that's issue, discuss, and solve. That's where we're going to say, hey, we're very clear about what our annual goals are. We're very clear about what our quarterly rocks are. This is for the team to go around and it's like, hey, what are the issues that are facing our business right now? Identify it, again, in alignment with what your quarterly rocks are, right? In alignment with your goals are, your 1 year, your 3 year, and your beehive. So you're going to identify the issues, and we're just going to write down the issues, stream of consciousness. But the important part where the magic is, we're going to prioritize them, because one issue is not necessarily as important as the others. So we prioritize them in terms of the importance to relationship to reaching our income goals within your organization and your business. Then we discuss them in the order of priority. And you might want to set a cutoff, right? Especially if some of them start creeping in and issues or discussions come in that are not in alignment with your goals or your rocks, then we're going to take those and put them in a parking lot. But we're going to prioritize them, and then we're going to discuss them, and we're going to come out with a solution at the meeting for that, right? So for instance, hey, we're not, maybe one of the goals is to provide a higher level of customer service so we get more referrals from our clients. However, the communication between the agents and the transaction manager is not running smoothly. So then the issue is, all right, cool, we're not communicating very well. The solution might be like, well, you know what, going forward, when an agent has a deal in the contract, I'm going to create a Google sheet that they got to put all the pertinent information that automatically goes out to them, so they have everything, the transaction manager has everything they need in order to execute their business and their job. So that's the solution. And then you've got to, most importantly, you've got to give the accountability, responsibility for that solution that needs to be accomplished in 1 week to one individual. You can be like, oh, this person, maybe this person, all of us. No, one person, they own it, they're responsible, so they deliver on it. And that could be, all right, transaction manager, you're the one who needs to be communicated with more clearly. You know how you want to be communicated with clearly. You're responsible for creating the Google sheet for the next week and delivering it the following week. That's the beauty of the system. Now that you identify the issues and the solutions, then those solutions then become the to-do list for the following week, where you go through done, not done. That's part number 6, and that's where the magic happens. And finally, part 7, this is easy. Now we're at the end, right? It's a real quick exercise. Again, it's a few minutes, no more than 5 minutes. We do a recap of the to-do list so everybody's clear about what they need to do. We cascade the messages down to whoever needs to know. Maybe some people didn't attend the meeting for whatever reasons and they need to know. That was actually a fun thing. Like, hey, you weren't at the meeting, you're getting this to-do list. And then we rate the meeting from a 1 to 10. That's it. L10 format. And if you just think about it, especially that IDS section, that gets you focused. It creates a clear set of actionable items out of every meeting. And more importantly, there's an accountability system in there to make sure it gets done. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you find this information really useful. If so, please hit the notification button so you hear about the content before anybody else. Please like and comment it on the video. Also, don't forget about my calendar invite down there. My calendar, the link is in the description. And please feel free to schedule time with me to dig into this a little deeper, because, a few minutes is not enough. This is a hugely important topic, and I want to make sure you're successful. Until next time, go out there, cause, and create miracles. Have a great day.